Are we on the air? Hey, we're on the air. All right, you guys ready?
Always.
It
All right.
depends.
All right, let me get my timer out real quick. Mm, Clock, timer, stopwatch. All right, and we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? We're here for another episode of Bad Dinner Guests. I'm D, I'm here with Lou, I'm here with Kevin, and we have a very special guest today on our show. Everyone calls him Baker. I call him the ugliest man in the world. Christian, what's up, man?
Howdy, howdy, how you doing?
I'm doing good, I'm doing good. Hey, how was everybody's Christmas?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How about yours?
Yeah, man, mine was good, man. It was good to have the fam over. My nephews got way too many gifts, and I was kind of salty about that. They're like 2, and they got a Jeep. It's like literally a Kia Soul, and this is like I don't understand where this stuff was when we were kids. It is literally a miniaturized Kia Soul, and I'm like, dang, where can I get one of these? And my mom was like, go to the Kia dealership, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. So.
That's not really where they got that, is it?
Dude, it's realistic. Like, it has an MP3 player on it. It has rims on it. It has a horn on it. It has a radio on it.
Jesus.
It's freaking. It's ridiculous, man. Like, I was like, man, I literally I played with it more than the boys did. Like, and my big ass can't even fit in there. So.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah. So, all right, man. To start off our show. Since last week we didn't get a chance to talk about it because somebody didn't see the movie, we can finally talk about Star Wars.
I think he was talking about me.
Yeah, we're definitely talking about you. I don't know about you guys, but I was pretty pumped about the new Star Wars.
But we have to throw this out there.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So many
yes.
spoilers.
Yes, if you haven't seen the new Star Wars, please, this is the time to
run and hide.
To fast forward a little bit because we are going to do some spoilers. And, it's kind of funny because talking with Christian, he is one of the few that absolutely despises Star Wars. And I don't know what's wrong. I mean, there's plenty of things wrong with this guy, but I don't get it. Baker, why? Like, what is your beef with Star Wars?
Part of me truthfully thinks part of the reason I hate Star Wars is because I'm partly a hipster. So Star Wars being cool means I dislike it.
Okay, just stop right there. I'm stopping you right now, Lou. We were having this conversation literally on the phone before we jumped on this podcast.
We did, and I told you that was the third category of person that there is in the world.
Please, explain. Explain to the people, please.
Okay. The douchebag hipster is too pretentious to like the things that society likes.
And it's just
was
like...
that called pretentious?
Yes, you are pretentious. Yep. You know what? I call it the...
In a broad stroke of things, yes, I'm sorry. But I would be copping out if I didn't say what I said earlier, my good sir.
Hey,
well, like,
I'm not mad.
Baker, though, you said you hate Star Wars because everybody likes it, so that means then you would hate the NFL because it's the most popular sports out there.
No, man, because he likes the NFL.
There was
he hates soccer because the worldwide agenda.
True. Well, in the United States, it's the most... Go ahead.
Before I was cut off, there was more to be said. It's just that, like, I do personally hate the hype around Star Wars. I literally hate it, and it's also because of the fact I don't think they're good movies. Like, I literally hate the story of Star Wars. I think it's completely stupid.
Okay, are you talking episodes 1 and like 2 and 3?
the entire premise of in all movies. I think
you shut your damn poor mouth about episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
I mean, I'm a fan. He has a good point. They're all
like
just
the
borrowed
story,
ideas.
Yeah.
Like, I can watch half of my chick flicks that I watch and get the exact same story that I get in Star Wars. It's just Star Wars is an overblown commodity, which I'm like, dude, come on.
It's the toys.
No. Okay, your chick flicks have a bunch of characters that no one really cares about. What makes Star Wars so great are the characters and just how they interact with one another and how they live in this world. That's what makes Star Wars great. No, like, if you go down to it, every story is basic. What makes a movie great and what makes it different are the characters and are they likable. So you get an R2-D2 who doesn't say a word, but people love him just because he has his own little personality. And with the new Star Wars, it's now being carried over to BB-8. And then you have the CP3O, who's just that annoying person that everyone knows. That is he's the Karen of the group, where no one really likes them, but they're just there, you know. And
everybody loves C3PO.
C3PO is like I said, but in the realm of the Star Wars world, he is the Karen. Like, he's so annoying to everyone. But
hey,
I like
Karen,
C3PO.
okay?
So, and then they
love C3PO. It's just he's the OCD guy of the cult.
Right. At Baker, he'd be the Greg of our friends.
It is. It's a space opera.
Right.
For lack of a better term.
So, enough of arguing about it.
Overtures and everything like that. I think going on to the new movie, I think Rey is Luke's daughter.
Well, okay. Well, we jump right into it. I agree with you. Can I talk a bit about what I did and didn't like about it? Like, did any of you guys feel like you were just sitting in on a greatest hits of the original trilogy movie?
Absolutely, they played it safe.
Yeah, I just was torn the whole time. I've watched it twice now. And I still can't decide if I loved or hated that movie. I really can't. I really am excited for the next one, but at this point, part of me feels like it's just because I'm so invested into it at this point.
In terms of love and hatred, I liked it. I really liked it.
Did you not find yourself mad at times?
There were too many moments that were very predictable.
Yeah, like the second Han stepped out on that hangar, like, okay, well, I've seen this
The second Han stepped into that fucking planet base, for lack of a better term, I don't remember the name of it, you knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, because as soon as Kylo Ren mentions, you think he can be the father you never had, that foreshadowed his death so heavily. And that sets up for her to meet her real dad. Because of how much she is like Han Solo with flying the Millennium Falcon and things. It sets up for that bond between the two of them.
Right. There were parts of it that I hated. My main gripe with the new Star Wars was I'm a villain guy, growing up, I loved Darth Vader. As a kid, I loved Darth Vader. As an adult, and with Kylo Ren, when I first saw him, I'm like, this guy, okay, like, he's a badass. But then they did one thing that literally really, really grinded my gears, and that was when they he took off his helmet. That took away the mystery for me. For the original Star Wars fans, you didn't get to see Darth Vader's actual face until the very last movie, in the last, maybe 25 minutes of that movie.
Yeah,
so you
but
always
that was
had
his
that
life
mystery.
System.
Right, but
it's not Kylo Ren's.
Which kind of just makes it dumb.
And, he did that because he could sense she was a Force user. He was trying to recruit that girl.
Right. But
So
for me,
that's why he took off his helmet.
I understand why he did it in the realm of the story. It made sense.
Right.
But for me, when he took off his helmet, and
Too quick.
especially Adam Driver looked like a One Direction reject to me. Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? This guy is supposed to be this biggest badass. Like, he literally looks like a boy band member.
Yeah, he looked like he was holding back tears the entire movie. Like every word, he was just trying not to bawl his eyes out.
All right.
Well,
I agree with you.
He also did kill his dad.
Well, okay, but that wasn't the entire movie.
Fair enough.
Come on.
But that's
like he's just
fucked
crying
up in the head.
All right, I mean that's fine. I could see we're not going to sway you on this, but I definitely agree.
My favorite.
If you're going to make him take his mask off, don't make him look like a 17-year-old crybaby.
Right. He literally looked like a chick. All right, and that just really grinded my gears about that. Like I was turned off to Kylo Ren when he took off his helmet. But before that, I thought he was great. He was smart. I even loved when he was throwing his little temper tantrums. Like that was great.
Oh my god! I was about to say one of my favorite scenes is when he's losing his shit about Rey escaping, and he's in that room just tearing shit up, and the two stormtroopers walk around that corner and start walking down the hall, and they see that they stop dead in their tracks, and they're just kind of like, yeah. This isn't where we parked our TIE fighter and just.
I know. Right? Those poor stormtroopers are like, "Yay, man! Hey, Bob, do you want to go to the mess hall and get some beers after work? Yeah, let's go." And like they're getting off from work to clock out, and all of a sudden the boss is like losing his shit, and they're like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's go the other way." So like that part was great. But another part of me that really bugged me was when him and Rey were facing off in the woods. This Kylo Ren has an extensive knowledge of the Force.
And was trained by Luke Skywalker.
Right. He was trained by Luke Skywalker, which the whole movie is about trying to find Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And you're telling me this young woman who just learned that she doesn't even know she can use the Force, but she's just playing around with the Force not even 30 minutes before, and she kicks this guy's ass. That drove me nuts. I said, okay, maybe the light side of the Force is more powerful than the dark side, but at the same time, there's no way that he's gonna get his ass kicked by this chick. He's sitting here doing his, throat grabs, but he doesn't do that at the end. He just kind of bows down to her. That drove me crazy.
The thing about that is that's another reason I think that she is Luke's daughter. You have to remember who their grandfather was.
Right.
Anakin Skywalker was an immaculate conception born from the Force. The Force impregnated a woman.
He still didn't just know how to do stuff without being told how to do it.
But she... Thanks for interrupting, Kevin.
Luke, you don't like your own brand?
Was the stronger of the two siblings. So if she is Luke's daughter, she's been a sympathetic Force user for years. She just didn't know it because
we don't know
when
she's
she
Luke's
flies, but when she flies, she uses the Force without realizing it. You see what I'm saying?
I guess.
That right there, because you got to remember with the Force, it's something that to use the light side of the Force, you need to be completely relaxed, just doing your thing, and that is her when she flies. That she's in her zone when she flies.
Right, but
when it's my turn, I'd like to argue.
For Luke's lightsaber, that used to be Anakin's lightsaber, to cause such strong and prophetic visions for her. That's something that really speaks about where she's from and where she's going.
I get it, but at the same time, she has zero training of the Force, and Kylo Ren is also an offspring of Anakin Skywalker. That's the same bloodline.
Yeah, but he's Leia's son, and Leia wasn't as strong in the Force as Luke.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, we do.
Do we know that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How?
How?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
she's
where's
never
that?
He inherited more of it because they were twins.
right, but we don't know if
Wait, are you
Leia.
just that sounds like you're just making that up from thin air. Where's that? Where
Oh
it
my
never
god.
ever says that.
It's not in the movie.
No.
Okay,
So
so
But
you
it might be
so,
non-canon books now. But it says it in the books.
okay,
well, yeah. Well,
I've never
anyway,
read the book, so
also it doesn't point to the fact like how did she just know that she could use Jedi mind tricks and tell a stormtrooper what to do? I understand that she kind of figured out how to block, while blocking Ben Solo from trying to get into her brain. That she maybe could accidentally kind of go both ways on that, and she saw into his brain. But how did she get the idea to plant, to tell the stormtrooper you're gonna unlock these cuffs and walk out? Like, where'd that come
And drop the gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody.
That was
in
a bit
history-
much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
That was a bit
they kind of
much.
overdid it with that. If you want to say, okay, she's stronger at pulling a lightsaber to her than he is, well, okay, again, somebody should have probably shown her how to do that at least once, but whatever. But for me, it was all the mind tricks, like knowing how to do stuff that nobody has ever known how to do without being told. That was
Right.
another one that kind of just made me a little angry. And again, it made your villain look super weak.
right.
And he was supposed to be trained by the best ever.
I
And he was
agree.
supposed to be so evil and powerful that Luke went and ran away. But then, yeah. And then this little chick just comes in and whoops him.
Right, and
Like, takes
not
his
even
lunch money.
right. And
And
that
violates him.
drove me nuts about it. Where Luke is supposed to be, he's stronger than Anakin Skywalker in the Force knowledge, obviously. But look at Empire Strikes Back, where he still wasn't ready. He took on Anakin Skywalker or Darth Vader, and he got his hand cut off. Like, that's what I loved about the originals, where they made Darth Vader not even your hero could take him out right away, and it's
Right.
literally like their first fight, Kylo Ren, or
Well, that's the thing. Kylo Ren isn't going to be the main overarching enemy, I think.
who do you think is going to be the main overarching enemy? Captain
Someone's
Plasma,
gonna step up. It's it's his
Count Dooku's
his,
son?
yeah. I don't know. Was that Count Dooku's son?
No, I was just joking. I hope it's not Count
Because
Dooku's son.
he had a peer. There was another captain that answered to that fucking Sith Lord.
Oh, you mean that
It's
general?
gonna end up being him, yeah.
I don't even think he's Force knowledgeable or a Jedi or anything. He's just like a general,
He didn't act like it, but I think he is.
Well,
That's my theory.
Are you going all the way back to the prequels?
What?
What are you?
No, we're
you're
talking-
about
rem-
Count Dooku. That's from a prequel.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the general, in the Force Awakens, the one who was giving that huge
you
speech.
said that? Yeah. So what? Oh, okay. You threw me when you said Count Dooku. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was just joking, like, hey, maybe that
Oh.
could be. Is that Count Dooku's son? No.
Yeah, I was like, what? No, okay. I thought that was serious for a second. I apologize.
Right. But other than the few things with the villain,
Mm-hmm.
I overall thought the movie was a breath of fresh air into the Star Wars universe for a new generation. It was kind of like this movie was a giant passing of the torch. That's
It
what
was
it
so
was.
new. It was like they didn't just make a third Death Star. It's like they didn't just recycle the same plot again. I'm sorry, I completely disagree. I think it was just a greatest hits of the old one. I mean, I'm happy that it will bring out a new generation. We'll get to see
Definitely.
the next two. I think will definitely be different. But as far as this one goes, I kind of just felt like, man, I've seen this movie again. Oh, they have to go on a planet and disable a shield. Han's in charge of disabling a shield. And then they go in, they fly into an uncovered air vent, and they blow the thing up. Holy crap, this is the third time I've seen this now.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Like the only difference was it was an actual planet that got turned into a starbase.
yeah, okay, so the plot is, again, for the third time, mind you, the Empire is weakened into crumbles, and from the remnants of what's left over, the leftovers of the bad guys somehow build a bigger and badder weapon each time.
Right.
Each time they build a planet weapon that absorbs the entire sun. It's like, why don't you guys lead with that?
Yeah, I agree.
You had to wait until there was none of you left. You're not even you're not even the Empire anymore. It's the leftovers that
What
get
I
to
want to
that.
know is if they drain the sun, how do they not all die?
Well, that was my other thing, is that technically they didn't even win at the end, because once that sun was drained, that system's done anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And they got right
Or
to
do they
the
just
point where
fly
they're
the
fired.
planet somewhere? But how the fuck would that work? Because, planets still need suns.
So yeah, just plot holes everywhere.
Yeah. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. So
It was
but there
entertaining.
there are some plot holes, but moving on.
Despite
Next
all
year,
that, I did like it. All right, I will end with that. I did actually. I paid for it twice, so.
Right. I only saw it the once. I liked it. I mean, it was entertaining. There was some good action scenes.
I'm just happy that like a black dude got a main part in a Star Wars movie.
And didn't even die.
And he's a likable character.
Right, and he's right. What was that? Oh my God, what was his name? I'm supposed to be this huge Star Wars fan.
Finn.
Why am I getting such a mind blank?
Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, Lando.
It's
It's just
just
like in Empire Strike Back, you hate Lando, and then you kind of start liking him in Return of the Jedi, and then he doesn't really do much, and I'm just like, all right.
Wait, what?
And then he randomly just starts wearing Han's clothes.
Whoa, time out.
Yeah, he doesn't really do much.
He blows up the Death Star the second time.
Blows up the Death Star. He drives the Falcon. What are we talking about? Dude, Lando was awesome. He had his bad moment, yeah, but then by the end, he also is the one who comes back and rescues Luke.
Right. Well, I'm talking about I'm not talking about his character. I'm talking about on screen time. Like he literally got 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
Well, yeah.
I don't know, man.
You can't really say Lando's the main character.
Well, I'm just saying, I just rewatched him, and he got a decent amount of screen time in the last one. He's in the whole Jabba the Hutt scene. He's in all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, Lando was awesome. I just want Lando to get his credit. That's all.
I feel it. It's just he wasn't like the main clique. If that makes sense. For like the most of the trilogy.
Right.
And like Finn's a likable character because he sees what's going on and he's like, Jesus fuck, this is just wrong. We shouldn't be killing these people. I need to get the fuck out of here.
That's kind of exactly what Lando does.
Right.
He says, "You promised me the Wookiee and the princess would be safe. I'm altering the deal." And then he sets them free. and actually kidnaps stormtroopers and stuff. Anyway, I'll leave it alone.
All right, so moving on, now that Star Wars has passed, we'll move on to next year, which, once again, it seems like since the first Iron Man movie, Marvel and now DC are just starting to turn out superhero movies. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to get superhero fatigue. But two of the big ones coming out this year would be Batman vs. Superman. You have oh my God, why am I getting such a mind blank? What's his name? My dude, Ben Affleck. There you go. You have Ben Affleck playing Batman, and then you have the Henry Chevalier, or whatever you say his name. He's playing Superman. Mm-hmm. And then in Marvel's big gun is Captain America: Civil War, bringing back all your favorite characters outside of Thor and the Hulk. But for the most part, most of the guys are back from the Avengers, and they're adding in a couple of superheroes. They're adding in Black Panther, which I'm pretty excited about. It seems like we're going to get more of War Machine in an actual Avengers-y type movie, and then they're bringing back the Winter Soldiers back, and Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, she's back. And then we have Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, is back. So
everybody but Thor and Hulk.
Yeah.
Ant-Man will be in it.
Since Baker, we'll bring you back here. What do you think is going to be the better of the two movies?
Oh, sweet! I get to talk again.
Yeah.
All that Star Wars talk. You know, what I'm saying, got me some beer. Went to the bathroom, came back, still talking Star Wars. So, um, I say Civil War would be better, and I don't really think it's going to be that close.
Okay. So you're a Marvel guy then.
I am a Marvel guy, but anything that has Superman in it, I think by default is going to be terrible.
And I'm sorry, I agree with you. I think Superman's the most horrible superhero and the most boring superhero
He's the
out
most
there.
broken.
I can't stand it. But you guys know I love me some Ben Affleck, so I think he's gonna do a great job as Batman. I don't care what any of you say. He's put Reindeer Games and Jilly behind him. The man is gonna prove that he's the best Batman. I'm calling it right now. Just saying.
You said differently like 2 weeks ago. I think we have the recording of you actually saying, "Have you seen Geely? Ben's gonna be a terrible Batman."
No, I think he's gonna be good, man.
Or maybe you were saying he was gonna take out his frustrations.
Yeah.
Of Geely on Batman. Maybe that's where you were going.
Maybe.
I think it's gonna be
man.
great. I mean, you guys are right. Superman is not
He's been kryptonite for these films.
Anyone's favorite superhero, but that's why when they always have Batman win these things. And from the trailers, it's clear they're going to end up on the same team anyway, which I wish they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually interested to see how they're going to incorporate Wonder Woman into this story, because she's going to make her debut in this movie.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
That would be very interesting. But like Kevin, what we were talking about before is, Marvel has had years of just
groundwork
exactly to build this universe, where it started with Iron Man, and then even before the first Avengers movie released, you had all these movies with those 30-second teaser clips at the end to set up the first Avengers movie, which I think attained to the success of the first Avengers movie. And DC just said, you know what, we made one Superman movie with the guy playing Superman now, and we're going to go ahead and try to make this work. I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to pan out.
Yeah, it's interesting because the Civil War movie doesn't have to be great. It won't affect the MCU at all. I mean, you could argue, Winter Soldier's probably the best standalone. The only other really good one was maybe the first Iron Man. The rest of them have all just been kind of filler while we're waiting for the Avenger movies to come out.
Mm-hmm. And Guardians.
Yeah. Well, there's that. I mean, I haven't even actually seen the first one.
Guardians
dude, it's awesome.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I need to watch that. But yeah,
it is probably one of the best Space Odyssey movies in a long time.
Yeah, it was great. It had the right mix of action and comedy, and you really care about the characters in that movie. And it's so funny. One of the more popular characters is a tree who just says, "I am Groot." Right. The whole entire movie. Besides, the last thing he says is, "We are Groot."
Right. And everybody starts tearing up.
All right, yeah. Baker, what do you think of Guardians?
First of all, I am Groot was by far like the most awesome character like damn near ever invented. Groot was and to anybody who says they didn't cry when he said "We are Groot," they're a damn lie.
Yeah.
I was bawling my eyes out in the damn theater. That was that was worse than chick flick type of things. That was some emotional stuff.
It was.
It's just so funny because
it got you in the waves of the heart.
I think Vin Diesel just needs to be a voice actor, because if it's not a Fast and the Furious movie, his movies are failures. But like the Iron Giant and Guardians of the Galaxy are two pretty popular movies, and he's just voice acting. So I think Vin Diesel needs to look at that and stop making these horrible Riddick movies.
Yeah. John, I've been telling you for years that those Riddick movies are terrible. And you argue with me many times.
No. I argue that Pitch Black is good. but ever
They're all
since
terrible,
Pitch
dude.
Black,
They are pretty terrible.
no, you know what? Screw you
Thank
guys.
you.
Pitch Black is Kevin. Have you
It's
seen
not
Pitch
good.
Black?
No, I haven't seen any of the Riddick movies, I think, from beginning to end.
Okay, Pitch Black is awesome. I don't care what these guys say. It literally kind of made me want to go and like wish that
You want
Wait.
to have that eyeball surgery, don't you?
Thank you. Exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. That. Like, I kind of wish I can get that done to my eyes, where I'll be able to see in the dark, because that would just be badass. Like, I would have night vision without having to wear goggles. Okay. Like, dude, Riddick was such a badass in that movie, man. It's just, I mean, he's a badass in all the movies, but it's just the Chronicles of Riddick and just the self-proclaimed Riddick. Those movies were actually really, really bad. So, but getting back on the topic of this.
Yeah, Civil War was probably one of my favorite Marvel story arcs.
Okay.
I have a lot of them. Kevin can vouch for that.
Yeah.
And
I
liked the last Captain America movie. Winter Soldier?
Yeah, Winter Soldier was actually pretty good. Like Kevin said before, it's probably the best standalone movie, maybe outside of the first Iron Man.
Yeah. It was a great social commentary on how much the government looks into our lives and how, yeah, it was awesome.
Well, I actually never read the comic of Civil War, so I don't know. Obviously, the movie hasn't come out, but
Right.
from what
In
you
the
guys...
comic, I'll give you the broad strokes of this thing. In the comic, there's this young group of superheroes that have a reality show. They try to take on this bad team, and one of the powers of the bad guys is he can blow himself up. He's Nitro.
Mm-hmm.
So he blows himself up. Well, a school gets blown up in the wake of his destruction, and that calls to light hero registration. And everybody sides one way or another, and Captain America leads the resistance, and Iron Man is pro-registration.
Okay. Okay.
And
well, it's...
But it won't be about that in the movies, because one of the main things was about secret identities, and it's clear in the movies that that's not a big deal at all. I mean, they sit in pizza shops with their masks off and, you know, all that
and the
kind
rest
of
of their
stuff.
uniform on, yeah.
So it's going to be more about, I think it's going to be more about Bucky that being accused of doing whatever terrible thing. Like, it looks like the logo on whatever have you guys all seen the new trailer?
I haven't seen any of the trailers. I don't want to see any of the trailers.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the movies. That and Deadpool are the two movies I am in media blackout about. I'll share the trailers, but I haven't watched them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well then I guess I will honor your media blackout.
Adding to this, you know what I'm really interested in is finally Sony gave the rights back to Marvel for Spider-Man, and they're moving away from the past Spider-Man. What was that guy's name? Andrew Garfield. They're moving away from Andrew Garfield to Tom Holland, this young kid, to play Peter Parker, and I'm actually really interested to see how Spider-Man is going to be incorporated into this story.
I am too. I heard I don't remember where I heard this from or where I might have read it from, but they already have him in film, like dates for films from him. No joke.
You said they're okay. So this is going to be interesting. Like, I think, so to get back to the point was, I honestly think Civil War is going to win the battle of the superheroes this summer. It's an Avengers movie without it being an Avengers movie, which is really cool. And I can't wait to see how they introduce Black Panther.
That's going to be really interesting. He was one of my favorite characters as well, dude. He's Storm's husband.
Yeah.
You know, he's and he's an all-around badass. And
Right.
he's the warrior king of his nation.
Right.
What's not to love?
I agree, man. Like, I can't wait to see how they do it. And they have Papa Doc, or not? Excuse me. Papa Doc is Falcon. Excuse me. But
I can't believe. Can you not call the man Papa Doc? He does have an actual name.
I don't know his real name. I just
blank.
call him Papa Doc from 8 Mile, man.
It's Anthony Mackie. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
That dude's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say he's been in so many other things. You can get off the Papa Doc train. Come on.
Where do you know him from first? What's the first thing you think of when you hear of Anthony Mackie? Even with him being in all these superhero movies, he's Papa Doc from 8 Mile.
2017. The night before.
I was about to say the new night before. Thank you.
No!
Yeah, that's true.
The new night before has nothing to do with him getting roasted by B Rabbit, okay?
I'm not gonna lie. One of the things I think of first when I think of Anthony Mackie now was his appearance on Lip Sync Battle, which was freaking awesome. Him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there.
I think Falcon.
Falcon. He is Papa Doc. He will ever be Papa Doc. Can you guys at least give me that?
No.
I will agree to disagree that in your world, he will always be Papa Doc. And that's fine. This is America. You're allowed to do that.
Right. I saw him in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, and I'm like, so I guess Papa Doc is done throwing beats, and he's off to fighting vampires with presidents. Okay.
That's pretty cool. I didn't see that movie.
You don't need to. Read the book. The book's a lot better.
Isn't the book always better? Let's be honest.
Typically.
Yeah, absolutely. The book is usually better.
They paint better word pictures.
And I don't even read.
Except for The Mist.
Is Kevin, is that you saying The Mist?
Yeah, the movie was better.
Oh.
Even Stephen King said so. And he wrote the book.
The Mist. Oh my god.
And they changed his ending, and he's like, you know what? That was better.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on The Mist.
That was one of the books that he just kind of like, yeah, okay. Okay, paycheck time.
I think Kevin and I could sit here and argue about The Mist for an entire show.
Oh yeah, I love that.
We should have that be a debate.
I don't know why it'd be an argument. It's a terrible show. Or a terrible movie, I'm sorry.
It's great. It's so
right.
good. That has a great ending. I love it.
No, okay.
Perfect.
All right, guys. I want to go off subject here for a little bit, okay? And I'm just going to put Baker on blast right now. All right?
Lord Jesus.
Oh, yes.
So, I just want to get you guys...
we go.
All right, so I want to catch you guys up to, like, this... I don't know if Baker calls this chick his girlfriend. I say it's his girlfriend. He refuses to call this girl his girlfriend. He goes on and he just calls her simply the hole. And that's so wrong. But, literally, if he is not with us or he's not asleep, he is with this girl. And half the times, they are sleeping in the same bedroom. This is his girlfriend. And he refuses to take this girl on as his girlfriend. So, Baker.
That's me.
Please, do me a favor. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm telling you. If you got this girl pregnant, that would possibly be the greatest accomplishment of my entire life, and I didn't even do it. I'm serious, man. What? What?
I'm just saying, who says something like that to someone?
A friend of me.
Right?
You might want to start buying fresh condoms on your way there.
Yeah, don't ever get one from Dijon. You're out at the bar and he pulls one out from his coat pocket. Don't you ever take it.
Yeah.
I told him. I told him, man.
Holes
Like,
poke all in it.
Like I'm gonna find a way to to inseminate her and get her pregnant with Baker's freaking spawn. Like that poor child, because first and foremost, that child's gonna be ugly because Baker, you are the ugliest man in the world.
These are facts.
And two, it's just gonna be a non-reading, slurring, that poor kid. That poor kid. But the thing is, though, it would be so awesome, Baker, if you got her I would never let you hear the end of it, man. You would never. Literally, I could die after that. I could
Literally
die.
the only thing you didn't call that kid was peanut headed. Damn, bro.
So
I'm just saying, Baker. Please, for the love of, if there is a God, you will get this girl pregnant. I swear to God, if you came to me and said, "Bruh, she's pregnant," after I got done laughing for about 3 days, I would go to church the next day because I think that God has now existed. Like, seriously. I would no longer be an atheist.
I want to point out how messed up on so many levels it is that you obviously know that, one, I don't want to have a kid with her, and that I don't want kids in general right now in this point in my life, but you wish upon me two things that you know I vehemently would hate. How messed up of a person do you have to be to say things of that nature? I'm just saying.
Well, I was saying earlier, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Thank you.
I would wish it on my worst enemy.
Thank you, Lou. Thank
But I'm
you.
trying
But
to-
that's
Yeah.
supposed to be your best friend, not your
Exactly.
worst enemy.
That I said I'd wish it on my worst enemy. I didn't say I'd wish it on one of my best friends.
Thank
Right.
you, Lou.
But you're telling me it would be worth it by just being able to give him shit for the rest of his life?
No!
Yes.
No,
Because
no way.
that is karma at its finest right there.
I don't even see
Have
how
you
that's
seen the
karma.
drama that babies' mamas give?
Right, but it would all be karma. This dude just calls this chick the hole. You should
But
see
no.
how he
What would
treats
be
her.
karma for that is catching the clap. You know what I'm saying? Because he could dump her and move on, but if he catches clap, then he knows that he's not the only one using that cum dumpster.
Thanks. See, Lou, you are a very
And
intelligent man.
so therefore, you're just the dick.
So you'd rather get
You
it?
feel
You'd rather
me?
get an STD
yes!
than have a child? Oh,
An STD. Well, I mean, as long as he learns the lesson better.
Well, first of all, I probably wouldn't learn my lesson, let's be honest.
Fair enough.
And two,
But would you learn it from the baby?
no, I still wouldn't learn it.
See?
So then you're just setting yourself up for it to happen again. But I don't care if you had a chick, if you had a baby with another girl, that it just won't do it justice with this girl because I know how much you don't actually like this person, which is so wrong. That's why I want it to happen so bad.
Well,
That's karma at its finest.
I don't hate her as a person. Let's get that straight. I don't hate her as a person. I would not hang out with her or conversate with her. But the premise of the relationship is built around sex. Period. Like that is the premise of the relationship. If there is no sex, then
Release buddies.
You know what I'm saying? We
Well, she
subscribe.
doesn't think that. She doesn't think that. She thinks that they're actually in a relationship. He may tell her that they're not in a relationship, but I think she's in love with the dude.
Well,
and
that's not my fault.
I'm just saying, if you just went up to her and
Stop
said, you know
laying
what?
that pipe so well, damn it.
Yeah.
Lay there like a dead fish.
What can I say? What can I say?
I think that's so wrong, man. I
I
hope
don't
it's
see
karma.
why. If ground rules are laid down, like you said it yourself, if he says to her, this isn't a relationship, and she's like, all right, cool, then why are you wishing such evil things on him just because
You
he's
have to
got
be
a
here.
good
18
situation for
years.
himself?
You
man,
have to
that's
be
a
here to
life.
see it.
That's a life ruined. You're wishing for your best friend. You're wishing for
No,
him.
3 lives.
Three
Yeah,
lives.
that girl,
True.
The
That is
baby, and Baker.
God, I really thought you guys would be on my side with this one, but God, it's just piling on me.
Yes, because you
I'm
are
just saying you don't wish that on your friend.
right.
I'm not saying you don't have
Baker.
a point. I'm saying the
Hello?
punishment is
Did you
just
shit
way
in his
too high.
Cheerios?
What?
Did you shit in Dijon's Cheerios?
No, I did not.
Dijon, did you have dibs on this girl or something?
Oh, is that what you think this is?
Maybe.
I don't think it's that at all. I think it's just the punishment is too steep for the crime.
Okay.
I agree that
This
there's a
is
crime.
cut off the hand for stealing a candy bar.
Yeah, this is just like, I see what you're saying. You know, maybe he could come up with a new phrase, Dijon, but still.
I mean, I probably should, but I mean, when the premise is my penis in her orifices.
Hey, get it on good for me. I'm not getting any play.
Hey, did we lose Dijon? Side note.
I think we did.
Or he ran away. I still see his little letter.
Yeah,
I dropped out for a moment and had to rejoin. I actually knocked my iPad down.
Yeah, I got a text from him asking if I disconnected as well. So I don't know what's going on with him, but I guess that gives us a chance to no longer have to berate Baker over this. Just kind
of. It's not berating me.
Well, we were the two defending him.
Yeah.
So
we don't.
I just have to make sure she doesn't listen to this. That's all.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well,
anytime soon.
At least this means we'll get him back soon. He dropped out.
I just rejoined the conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do that shortly. So we never did get to finish. I know you guys are kind of dogging on it, but are you interested at all in this Batman Superman? Just because I love Batman so much that
I'll see it.
I'm still gonna be really interested just because of the 3 standalone Batmans that are gonna follow.
Right. I like Batman. I mean, you know, dude. I mean, some of my fondest memories are watching Adam West Batman with my parents as a kid. You know, so I always love Batman.
I wasn't. Oh, go ahead.
I will also. What?
Go ahead.
My bad, Lil. Go.
It's you know, Batman will always have that place in my childhood, and you know, it'll always be, you know, near and dear. As I grew up, I just like Marvel more. You know, like Batman and Green Arrow are pretty much my 2 DC likes, if that makes any sense. And then all the other superheroes I like are Marvel.
Well, I mean, kind of. But have you media blacked out yourself on this upcoming one too? Have you not looked into it? No, Batman and Superman. Like, do you know anything about it at all?
Okay. I'll put it this way. I haven't seen any of the trailers. I haven't watched them online, but it's not one of those things that I would stop watching it if I saw the commercial.
Oh, okay.
You feel me?
What about you? Yeah. What about you, Baker? Have you looked into this at all? Are you interested about it?
Well, I'm definitely gonna end up seeing it. Just because, even though I hate Superman, not a giant DC guy in general, I do remember reading the comics for the Justice League and enjoying the league as a whole. So, just for that fact alone, I probably will end up watching it and probably watching most of the Justice League movies, but I can't say I'm actually excited for it.
So I am really excited, and I actually it might not be for the best reason, but there's a pretty cool fan theory I wanted to share with you guys that, I mean, if you were into the Batman comics, you'd be kind of familiar with. So if you remember Jason Todd, the former Robin who would be killed by the Joker and then be revived and become the Red Hood.
Killing Joke.
So yes, yeah. So spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't played the game. In the PS4 Arkham Knight, have you guys played this game?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I won't. Well, okay. So I'll leave Arkham Knight alone. But there's a fan theory that says that the Joker in the Suicide Squad that will be introduced in Batman vs Superman might not be the real Joker. That it might be Jason Todd, in a play off of a couple of different, you know, off of the Killing Joke and off of a couple of twists from different things, in which instead of actually killing Jason Todd, the Joker just beats him and brainwashes him and kind of turns him into his own Robin. And so, and when you look at, this theory came along with the breaking down of all the trailers and like showing you the Robin suit, the scorched Robin suit with the Joker writing and the Joker writing on the newspaper and all this stuff. So if that turns out to be true, and it's kind of bringing you into a completely different sort of Batman story that we've never even really seen before, then that would really make me excited for it. I agree with you guys. I'm not really big into Superman. I could care less about Wonder Woman. But if any of that Batman storyline ends up being true, because I really don't like, if it's wrong, however, I might hate this movie. If that Jared Leto Joker is just what our new Joker is, and it's not some play off of it being a red herring or something like that, being a Jason Todd Joker, then I'll probably be really disappointed. But just the idea that it could be that has me really excited about this movie.
I feel it. Yeah, Joker is too pivotal of a character for me to not be amazing. That's, if you remember what I said earlier about being more of a Marvel fan, the Joker's my ultimate favorite bad guy. He is such a wild card that anything could happen at any time. That's how dangerous he is.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason he's so awesome. Because the whole situation could blow up in the hero's face at any second, and the tables could turn. And it get more interesting.
I see we have Dijon back. Dijon, are you back with us now? Or was that just a red herring?
Oh, no.
Well,
I am back.
Hey there he is.
Welcome back, buddy.
He rises from the dead.
We miss you.
Back.
Windstream, I don't know. I don't think it's anywhere besides Northeast Ohio.
So I heard something about a Windstream in Ohio.
Yeah.
The internet company. He's basically
it's the big internet ever.
Oh.
It's great.
Oh yeah, he's proving his fact right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Coming in and out the way he is.
I bet this is a good rant too.
It probably is, man.
Though, because I was getting berated. It is a rant. I'm ranting. I'm ranting that all three of you guys are.
Oh damn! There it goes again.
All three of us are what?
We're douchebags for backing you.
Oh yeah, I bet
Now
that's
he hates
true.
us.
Look, the
And
best
he
part.
expects better from Lou.
Oh yeah, so you cutting it out.
But fine. My mind's not going to.
This is like the perfect skit where the phone's cutting in and out.
I know, we couldn't have planned this better.
And I can go back to. Am I still cutting in and out?
Oh
yes.
Yeah, big time. It'll be fun, Dijon, when you get to go back and listen to the parts of the conversation you missed out on.
You guys, okay. As
Like
soon as we're done, I'm gonna go back and listen to it. It's awesome.
So what are you trying to complain about, Dijon?
So the Joker, I love the Joker, just like Lou said.
Are you gonna love the Jared Leto Joker?
I don't know.
All right.
Oh yeah.
From what I saw in the pictures, no.
Hey. Okay.
Get it, what?
I hate when technology makes you sound like a special needs child.
Can I say one thing? But hey guys, so I was watching. Did you guys watch?
Oh, I wonder what he wanted us to watch.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's such a cliffhanger.
It's so suspenseful.
Well, and he
I hope
sounded
I've
so
seen it.
energetic about it.
Marky?
Sons of Anarchy. Boom. Yep. Seen it.
I didn't.
I have not.
Oh.
I'm too busy watching The
Spoiler.
Wire right now.
Oh, that's the best show ever.
Hear me?
No.
Now I can.
We heard the ear me? And then nothing. I'm being honest, man. That's all I heard.
I think we're all hearing the same thing.
Yeah. It wasn't even the full, like, hear me. It was ear me?
It's kind of weird that he wants to be eared.
I know.
Beautiful.
I didn't know he was a kinky boy like that.
No, I'm sure you didn't. You guys had me holding that sheet up in that barn for a long
Oh my
time.
god.
Am I?
And anybody who wasn't on set that day just thought they heard something really weird. Don't worry, Dijon, we can edit this in post.
Oh,
I'm actually kind of upset he hasn't said anything in so long.
I know, it's
I
just
know.
not the same without him.
It isn't. It isn't.
Especially when
I
he's
feel
mad
like-
at all three of us at once.
I know. It's unprecedented. And because I want to move on to the next segment, but I feel like I'd be leaving a man behind.
Well, he's supposed to, we can just let him go last. I mean, he'll be able to jump in.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wanna take the reins?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm gonna have to.
Coach.
I have to re-invite Dijon. He just dropped back out.
Ooh. Okay. I know the three of us came up with our pick of the worst president. I don't know. Did you come up with one, Baker?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Mine was James Buchanan.
And why was it James Buchanan?
The reason I picked James Buchanan is because many people believe that his actions directly led to the Civil War. Through his weak leadership in backing the state of Kansas to be a slave state, and as well as supporting the rights of slave states to hold slaves. It was seen that he encouraged the Confederacy to separate instead of trying to smooth tensions over between the two. The financial panic that the tariff, his plan to lower the tariff completely failed, blew up in his face. The war in Utah, look it up, some crazy shit. And just the overall disintegration of the Union. The biggest failure a president can have is the nation literally tearing itself apart and going to war within itself. Out of all the wars we've been at, that's the only war where 100% of the casualties were American. And that's,
That's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, because you figure, before the war, these people were countrymen. And now they're at each other's throats, killing each other. And it's, brothers and fathers and sons and cousins against cousins. It was a sad time for the state, for the Union.
I think that's actually a great call.
Thank you.
Never would have thought of that one.
Thank you. He was also a very controversial president. Many believe that he was gay because he never took a wife. And to date, he is the only president from Pennsylvania.
So of course, so naturally he's evil.
That hurts my feelings. I'm from Pennsylvania.
That's why I said it.
Oh, you
It's just
D-bag.
like, well, no, I mean the last two things you threw in don't actually contribute to him being a bad president.
No, they were just facts.
Yeah, I know. That's that's why I was being sarcastic. But now I feel that since I had to explain it, it was wasted.
It was.
I mean,
was
as
just
a Browns
seen as
fan,
mean.
I agree. Just gonna
Then
throw
at
that
least
out
you didn't wish an unwanted fucking spite baby on me. That's gonna be like the new standard of hatred amongst the group.
Fact.
I wish a spite baby on you. Hate baby. Hate baby, don't come back.
So, wow.
That was pretty sad.
So, Baker, who was your nominee?
Well, I didn't have nearly as much, thought, or not thought, but insight or facts for mine. But mine was Herbert Hoover.
Okay.
Okay.
Purely based off the fact that he wasn't the main cause of the Great Depression, but throughout his term, obviously things didn't get better for over 10 years. So it's not like he did anything once it hit to make it better. And it's obviously the biggest financial problem the U.S. has ever had.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a good. I like that nomination as well. My nomination, I'm not sure you guys might not see coming. I mean, Lou, I think I've told you this before, but the nominee that I bring to the table is Woodrow Wilson. Let me start by saying not every single thing he did was bad, because he did endorse the 19th Amendment. That's a pretty good thing. That was women's suffrage. So obviously, I wanted to go ahead and get that one out first, because I didn't want anybody to think that was part of my reasoning. There were some things he did that I think overshadow that. One was, within 6 months of being put into office, he got the Federal Reserve Act starting. And I could argue that the Federal Reserve could be probably one of the worst things to ever happen to America. Thomas Jefferson and Andrew Jackson warned us against centralized banks, and the fact that Woodrow Wilson, right immediately after he gets elected, creates this centralized bank, kind of lets you know who was pulling his strings. And then you look into his second term, he ran on the whole "he kept us out of World War I" term. That was his whole campaign, was he kept us out of war. And then, again, right away, as soon as he gets into office, the Lusitania cruise ship is sent through hostile waters, almost as if it was planned to get us into war. And you can do your own research, but if you look, you can find telegraphs that talk about him trying to find ways to get the American people to want to join World War I.
Yeah.
And one of the options they talk about is sinking a cruise liner. And so, you put two and two together yourself. But again, so that's why he's my nominee, because he got us potentially in two of our worst situations as a country, those being World War I and our current financial
debates.
Yeah, and our current financial problems can almost
directly
look
trace
at that
to him
as its starting point. So
right.
That takes us to you, Dijon, who I hope you're still here. If not, I do know your nominee, and it's a fun one that we can all talk plenty about.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now, buddy.
Oh my God! Finally, I'm back. Once again, Windstream is an ass sucker. All right. So
let me ask you a question before we get into your nominee. What do you wish upon an employee of Windstream? I want to hear what you can think of for them.
12 spite babies.
Based
All right,
on what I know about what you want for your own friends.
First, I hope they all wake up tomorrow morning with Asperger's syndrome, all right? Because, dude, no. Windstream is no. Okay, the employees, they just work there. Whoever started Windstream literally needs to be taken to the back of the outhouse and be shot. It is horrible.
Goodness gracious.
Dude, it sucks. Like, literally, the whole time I've been sitting here trying to... I got so desperate, I was downloading the damn app on my phone to try to get back in.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I think...
That's what he said? Or he said?
Yeah. So, am I... Can you guys hear me, like, straight up now, or am I on a delay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Not. You're clear as a bell.
Okay, cool. So, all right, so is it my turn to go in the presidential? Who is my nominee?
It is.
Yes, and you're starting to sound kind of like him, so I can't wait to hear it.
That's mean. He doesn't sound like he had a stroke while doing cocaine.
Well, I mean, it was the taken out back and shot thing that...
All right, so I'm going to go with my man
Yeah, that
Kanye
is some
West.
strong backing of gun violence there, Dijon.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I will vote yes on gun violence if I can shoot whoever started Windstream, okay?
Oh, goodness gracious.
We better not post this one. This will,
Right?
I know, right? The NSA is probably going to come and find me. I take that back.
Dude, Patriot Act, you're done, man.
Right. Hey, speaking of the Patriot Act, my worst nominee started the Patriot Act. I'm going to go with my man Kanye West and George Bush hates black people. All right?
Oh, yes.
Before everyone says, oh, that's cliche, everyone hated George Bush. It's more than just the debacle he had with Hurricane Katrina, which took way too long for relief to come. Like, people in Chile got relief quicker on their earthquakes than we did even at home for Hurricane Katrina, all right? But let me go back to the beginning. All right? With his presidency, in 2000, there was over 50,000 votes that just happened to get lost. So he kind of pretty much stole the presidency, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Not arguing.
I'm one of those people that believe that, too.
He also ran against his cousins, two different cousins. And he and John Kerry were in college at the same time and in the same secret society at the same time.
Yep.
So it kind of he had his bases covered anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, the second time I think he got it legitimately, it was the first time when he ran against Al Gore. I think there was funny business.
Agreed.
All right, I agree. So he just starts off his presidency with, I guess you could say, questionable practices. But 9/11, I mean, we can have a whole entire show on how we feel that.
We could have 12 entire shows about it.
How 9/11, I think it might have been staged, but just this bumbling idiot is just sitting there, like, not doing anything where our country's being under attack. Like, yeah, I know he's giving his little reading with these kids in Florida, but just how he responded to it, horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And then after that, it was like, well, we got to go to war. And it's just like, with who? Who are we going to war with? So we go and just put our country in such crippling debt for this war that we don't even know who we're fighting. Yeah. They say it's terrorism, but really, there's terrorists all over. There's domestic terrorists. You can't just put terrorism in one country. It was pretty much for oil. That's where they went and invaded Iraq. It was an oil war, and we lost so many lives of young men and women who fight to protect our country for nothing. For absolutely nothing. And it took Obama to pull us out.
Especially now that those failed policies gave rise to ISIS.
I agree. Yeah,
it's disgusting. I agree too. I mean, he is one of the worst presidents we've ever had.
Right.
And It
And that
set up this continuum of just this failed policies.
right. I can just go on and on like how when Clinton left office, we were at a very, very low percentage, at 4.2% unemployment rate. And when Obama took office, we were at almost 8%. So it doubled over his 8 years in office. I already covered the Hurricane Katrina debacle. It's funny that Obama came in and he has backed the LGBT. That's pretty much the civil rights movement of our time. Our parents or our grandparents'
Yeah.
generation was for African American rights, and the LGBT community is the new age civil rights. And his vice president, Dick Cheney's daughter, was a lesbian, and he did not stand behind that. He did
At
nothing
all.
to help propel the civil rights movement. And Obama, even when he was running, whatever you think about Obama, whether he was horrible, he was bad, he at least kept one promise where he literally was backing the LGBT community even when he was running for president, where George Bush did absolutely nothing for that. And to get another thing
Because
about
they weren't his donors.
right, exactly, he's the wealthy Republican, and also on another note about George Bush, he is the one, or not maybe the one, but his practices not only came out with the Patriot Act, it also can attest to the Great Recession we had in the housing market crash in 2008. All that happened under his watch.
Oh yeah, well, and that and his support of outsourcing jobs. People talk about the war on the middle class. Nothing killed the middle class more than outsourcing factory jobs, and he was one of the biggest
Exactly.
supporters of that. He caught some
Exactly.
of the biggest kickbacks from that. And that's it used to be in this country when you graduated high school, if you didn't really have anything else that you could do, you could at least go get a factory job somewhere, make 15, 16 bucks an hour starting out, and support the damn family.
Absolutely.
A kid or two and a wife.
And
But that's just not here anymore. And the sad thing is, we outsource those jobs overseas, and we don't even pay those people that money. They get pennies on the dollar to work in conditions we wouldn't let our dogs live in.
I I agree, man. I think Bush he wasn't a great president. And the other thing is our country went into crippling debt in the trillions of dollars
He
from
started the
his
trillion
war.
mark. And yeah, could you imagine, sorry to interrupt, but could you imagine the types of free energy advancements that could have been made if $1 trillion of those dollars were spent in energy?
Energy.
Yeah, but all the oil
How
companies
about
lost a lot of money.
Exactly. The reason there isn't electric cars, like the reason electric cars aren't as prevalent as they should be, is because they were held back because there's no money in aftercare for them.
Well, and also because of who owned the patents.
Yeah, Well, and if you believe certain, I wouldn't necessarily say conspiracy theory, but if you would believe certain people, you would know that they acquired those through trickery and deceit.
right? And oh god, oh man, and okay. Energy. How about I bet every college kid could have had free education with even half of that $1 trillion, $500 billion.
Bro.
We can help educate our country. We are the dumbest
Bro.
first world
Oh my
country.
God. I don't think you heard the stat then. We have pissed away so much money in Iraq that we could have literally given every citizen in this country $1 million 4 or 5 times over.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's an insane stat.
So to say that we couldn't have invested that money into a higher plateau, set a new standard as far as quality of life goes for our citizenry, that's a fucking lie.
I think the
That is a
quality of
fucking
life of
lie,
the
dude.
average American has absolutely dwindled under President Bush, and it hasn't got much better under President Obama.
Mm-mm.
But part of it could be, he's still cleaning up George Bush's mess. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate Obama like a lot of people do, but at the same time, I thought America was going to be great once again economically
Right.
with 8 years of President Obama, and we're
I
not.
didn't. Yeah, and I don't like Obama either. Like the last a lot of the policies he just reinforced Bush's.
Right.
In a lot of ways, and that's he signed into law that any citizen can be arrested for pretty much any reason, and due process can just be thrown out the window.
Right. And that's just not right, man.
It's not.
Like, and it's
really
so
not.
funny, Kevin, when you're talking, when you told me last week that it's in our Constitution for the American people to overthrow a corrupt government, I think what we have is a corrupt government, but we're just too scared to do anything about it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could go on probably for days about the little signs of that. I mean, based on the same thing we're talking about, you guys put the military-industrial complex versus education. Well, if you've noticed our big regression, it's really coincides with the government taking over education and making it, a regulated program. Our numbers have dwindled ever since the government took over it. It almost feels like it's done on purpose.
It is done on purpose. You look at all these Democrats that supposedly want, children are the future and everything. But you look, 9 times out of 10, school boards are ran by Democrats, and it's just full of corruption and kids that don't learn. And you can say that both ways. You really can.
It's so sad about how America is one of the dumbest first world countries out there, and people here think that we're so smart and it's so great, but it's really not, because Forbes just came out with their top countries for quality of life, and America's not even in the top 6, man. Like, it's ridiculous, There's so many European countries that have a better quality of life than we do. And
because they didn't piss away trillions of dollars in a war that has fruited us nothing.
And you know who we can thank for that? George W. Bush.
Yeah, good old Georgie Porgy.
Or George H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
It could probably go back a little further. See, the argument that I'll make is that you can't really pinpoint any one guy and say he's the worst, because it's the system that's broken.
It is.
And no matter what,
dude, if you want to get technical, it's been pretty much since Herbert Walker's presidency that the plan has been out loud and in public. And that's if you follow the JFK assassination.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could go. My second close nomination was Lyndon Baines Johnson, because he probably had something to do with JFK's assassination, and just overall, if you follow his political career.
And he hated Kennedy.
Yeah, and he was just a really dirty politician. Got some people off on murders and stuff like that. Just a real scumbag. And and it could go all the way back. And George Bush may or may not, but definitely was in the CIA when Kennedy was assassinated. So I think it starts all the way back then. That was the last good president that we had, and Kennedy even still had his faults, but.
Oh yeah, well he's a man.
He also
we're all men. We have faults.
He tried to create a silver-based currency and give the money back to the people.
Well, and that's actually one of the
Sometimes
conspiracy
don't
theories
do.
about his death, is that he wanted to halt the privatization of the banks and go back to a silver standard.
Yeah, which is another thing that also a lot of people forget, rightfully so, with the Civil War being such a big deal. But Abraham Lincoln also tried to do that as well.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of have a recurring theme of any time a president tries to go against a centralized bank, they end up dead.
Yeah. John Wilkes Booth is tied to big banking.
Yeah.
Guys, can I interrupt for 1 second?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I will say this. George Bush would be the best president if it was possible, which it's not, for him to come back in office. He would be the best president ever if he can find a way to get the whole pregnant with Christian Baker's child. I'm just saying.
Wow. Way to throw the people under the bus, Dijon.
Oh, man. So, if Dijon ever...
All over a spite baby.
Yeah.
Did he shit in your Cheerios, man?
No, we covered that base already.
I know. I just had to bring that up. I just have to shit in Baker's Cheerios.
You know what would be the funniest thing? In the
What did people do to you kids at breakfast? Like, why is that a thing?
What were you saying,
That's
Baker?
a Kevin Smith reference.
Dijon, it would be hilarious if the next girl that you end up having sex with, you impregnate. I promise you, I would cry.
That's
now
funny.
that, my friend, would be karma.
Oh my
Fair
God!
enough.
What if it's triplets?
Fair enough.
I'm staying
right.
out of this because I don't want that bad karma.
Yeah, fair enough. But was I the last guy to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the sloppy thirds.
Okay, please. Enough political talk for me, man. But
one more political thing.
Yeah.
Even though he's not president, he would be the worst president. This entire conversation would be completely null and void. If oh my God, toupee guy. Thank you. Donald Trump became our president.
Yeah.
I already said if Donald Trump's our president, I'm moving to Canada or Great Britain or France or someone. And you know how much I don't like France, Baker.
I would rather
be a
see
Frenchman.
Deadpool be the president. Yeah, we're all gonna die, but it'd be one hell of a ride.
I concur with that.
For the record,
Right.
Dijon, don't pick Great Britain or France. It's basically going to be the same thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
but still, it is the same as America. But there's one thing: Donald Trump is not the commander-in-chief of their country.
He has a good point.
Yeah, but their countries are so connected now that, I mean, I'm just saying, of all the places you could pick, if you're going to leave the country, don't go to one that's so similar. Try. I'm just saying.
I'd probably try to go to Italy.
I'm just saying, if Trump's our president, I'm gonna brush up on my French and start eating baguettes because I'm gone. All right.
Just don't go do anything public again.
Yeah. Right.
And don't stay out past curfew.
And always carry your papers.
Because they're not on their way to a police state. That's all I'm saying. And Britain already has a camera for every citizen, so yeah.
I mean, have to add one for you, Dijon. Doesn't that make you feel special?
Yeah, I know. Right? Dude,
like, if you want to live in Orwellian fantasy, that's fine. You can just stay here for that.
God, I hate Donald Trump. I hate him so much. He's a horrible person. But on the flip side of how much I despise Donald Trump, all right. So I want to ask you guys this question. I have been rewatching Sons of Anarchy. It's one of my favorite TV shows, and I think this whole segment might be a spoiler alert. But most of these, you've had at least over a year to watch a lot of these deaths, so I don't feel so bad if we spoil it for you. But anyway, after watching Jax Teller's wife Tara get murdered by his own mother, that just did not sit well with me. Like it really, every time I watch it, I just get so uncomfortable. And the first time it was so shocking, and I was actually pissed off about it. So I was wondering, What, guys, is your most shocking / pissed off death? And I have a few, but I'll let you guys go first, just so I don't steal any from you guys. But do Tara Knowles from Sons of Anarchy and Opie Winston from Sons of Anarchy. I felt like I lost 2 siblings.
You want to go first, Kev, or?
No, I was gonna ask one of you two to go first.
I'll go. Mine is not an actual death. Mine is a death that should have been a death, but wasn't a death, and he should have just stayed dead. It literally makes no logical sense how Glenn from Walking Dead is still alive.
Oh, man, he climbed under the,
No!
The dumpster.
No!
The
Like,
dumpster,
he climbed
man.
under the dumpster. Like, he climbed under the dumpster. You mean to tell me, literally surrounded by walkers in every direction, none of them can get him because he's only stabbing their legs and potentially killing them? None? No! I don't buy the fact that he's alive. And I make Glenn is my favorite character. And I think the fact that he's alive is BS, completely unrealistic, and he should be dead. It would be also
Hey, Baker.
for the person who got the kid from Everybody Hates Chris killed to also kill Glenn while killing himself. Would have been so poetic.
That was pretty brutal. Why didn't you shoot that poor kid in the face or something? I mean, he literally got ripped apart.
Yes.
That was so
Baker.
brutal.
You're going off topic. That's not the name of it. It's shocking death. Glenn's still alive. Deal with it.
Baker, I have a
No,
spoiler
I will
alert.
not deal with it. Glenn
It's a
should be
comic
dead.
book. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, it's a comic book. People nearly skirt death in comic books all the time with, questionable means. So it just happens.
These are facts, but they've gone not completely off of the comic book, but they've gone a decent away from the comic book in general, to the point where Glenn dying, he dies soon anyway. So,
right. I have a theory that he's going to die saving that girl in this.
I mean, have you read the comics, Lou?
No.
Okay, well, Glenn actually gets killed by Negan in the comic books. And Negan has just been teased for the second half of season 6.
Yeah.
So Glenn could see his fate
As
at the hands
finale.
of Lucille, his baseball bat with barbed wire on it. So, but okay, do you actually have one, Lou, a person who's actually dead?
2 of them. TV show, Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake from MASH. That was sad, because it's a war show, and he finally gets to go back home. He's at the end of his tour, and his plane gets shot down over the Sea of Japan.
Oh.
And the one I picked from the movie was Kane from Menace to Society.
Oh, Menace to Society. Good movie.
That was a brutal one.
Yeah, that was so sad. I can't agree with you on MASH. I mean, I can't agree with you on MASH, but, black folks don't watch MASH, so I've never seen it. It's true.
I think Lou and my dad are the only 2 people around that have watched MASH.
Probably. I read the book.
Watch MASH. I watch MASH. Okay, so
Baker, you have not seen one episode of MASH in your life. Stop lying.
I have seen every episode of MASH from beginning to end.
Okay, what's the main character's name, Baker?
Nigga, I have no clue.
Exactly.
MASH?
Exactly.
MASH?
His name's MASH, right? Major MASH?
What?
Or was it Lieutenant Monster MASH? I think that's the one.
Monster MASH.
It was a graveyard smash.
Baker, do you have anyone who's actually died?
I I didn't realize I could name from anything throughout the history of foreverness.
I mean, just what comes to mind. Like, you want me to I could ramble off 5 of them off the top of my head. You know, you have, I already said Opie and Tara. Then you have Ricky from Boys in the Hood. I cried a little bit, not even gonna lie.
PD
Hank,
and Need for Speed.
did you say PD and Need for
Ooh,
Speed?
that was a good one. Yeah, that was messed up, man. Did you see that movie?
Need for Speed, the one with what's his?
Aaron
Oh my
Paul.
God. Yeah, and the Imogen Poots and Kid Cudi. That movie was horrible.
I loved it. Those cars were sexy.
They go to a car show. Don't waste 2 hours of your life watching Need for Speed. Horrible.
Yeah.
But
But I loved the game.
Horrible.
I gave it a shot.
Okay, yeah, that's why it was so bad. You never watch. Well, we already had this argument or discussion where just video game movies are bad.
They
Every
generally
single
are.
one of them.
The first and second Resident Evils were not bad. Everything after that was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give you okay. The first Resident Evil was
God,
actually
Max
pretty
Payne.
good. The second Resident Evil, you get to see it start to decline.
Max Payne still makes me want to cut myself.
Blood Rain literally makes me want to blow my head off. Like, I don't know if anyone has even played Blood Rain or seen Blood Rain. Like, no one played the game. Then they went and made a movie. Unbelievable.
Oh man.
Well,
So you were about to say Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad.
yes, Hank
That
Schrader.
was a pretty fucked up one too.
I felt like I lost a brother when Hank got killed.
The saddest part was when Walt was like, "You can take all of my money if you don't kill him." He's like, "Dude, just shut the fuck up. They were just gonna kill me. There's no point."
Right. He's like, he already made his decision 10 minutes ago. I'm like, no!
Yeah.
Mouth wide open.
So
Mouth
to,
wide open.
Oh,
so
yeah.
to go ahead and throw mine in, because you guys are already talking about the
Steamrolling a
show.
bunch of them.
No, it's just because you're already on the topic, and so I might as well get them out there. The things that are done to Jesse, like the fact that Walt watches his girlfriend die, and then that Jack and
all the times he catches an ass whooping.
No. I'm talking specifically about the murders that happened.
Oh, when he killed his girlfriend?
Jesse, yeah, like when Todd shoots his girlfriend right in front of him. When
the little boy.
When Walt watches him die, when they poison the little boy. You know, like if you add all those up together. They don't shoot the little boy, they shoot his mom.
No,
oh, you're talking about when
in
Todd
the
murdered.
desert.
Yeah, in the desert.
Todd shoots that boy.
Yeah, so that's even more. So yeah, just all of those are, because besides that, I mean, most of the time I don't get so invested, especially in a movie, in any one character where the death, will bring me to tears or something. But over those, especially once you get towards the end, when you add all that stuff up that's already happened to Jesse, and then he has to watch Brock's mom get shot in the head, and he's gagged and handcuffed, watching it in the back of a car.
Well, he
and
loved
at
that
point,
girl.
he just like, yeah, and now he knows that kid has to grow up without a mom.
And he's the reason.
Right, he is the reason.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, poor Jesse Pinkman, and like, he just goes from the science bitch, like, yeah, Mr. White, science, to just being such a broken human being at the end of the series. And
my God.
Watching that over the course of 5 seasons was heartbreaking because I freaking love Jesse Pinkman.
Well, and it's funny because as that show starts, like, he's supposedly the worst person, right? Out of the main crew, he's the only, and when it ends, he's really the only good person left standing. Like, he's the only one who has some redeemable qualities. Like, by the end of that show, you hate Hank, you hate his wife. I mean, you can stand Hank Jr. I mean, not Hank, sorry, you hate Walt. You hate Walt. You hate... Yeah, sorry, you hate Walt. You hate Walt.
Was just
Hank, I was going to say, you don't
right.
You do hate Hank's wife, though. She goes
she's
bad.
a bitch.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe I'm just naive, but at the end of the show, I still believe that Walt was trying to do what's right. Like, I don't think he was that bad. He is that bad.
He
But at the
is.
same time, I was still holding out hope that, like, he's still a good dude. It's just like, but maybe that's just me being naive. Like, he's a monster, but I
Yeah.
still think he's trying to do the right thing.
Okay. I'll tell you my take on it, and that's this is the inner Italian coming out. He's a bad guy, yeah, and that's I love him because he's the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, he went from the guy that was pushed around his whole life to the I'm motherfucking Heisenberg.
Right. Right. Like, dude, I love Walt from the beginning to the end, man. Like,
Oh, me
Walt's my
too.
dude.
Me too. And I understand why people don't like him. And that's, there is such a strong leeway for me because of, growing up with mobster role models.
Right. Right.
That, like, yeah, he like watching Jane die. Well, if he'd have let them run off with $500,000 in cash, they'd have both been OD'd in a month.
Right. I agree. Like, I think, like you said, pretty much he saved Jesse's life
Yeah.
by letting Jane
Everything that he did, like, 9 times out of 10, he was trying to save Jesse's life. When he ran over those 2 bangers,
right,
he was saving Jesse. And that's, you could argue that Jesse is the son that he never had.
I
Except for,
agree.
the one that was at home.
Yeah. Who couldn't give a shit less about science. Chemistry was Walt's passion.
Dude, so now let me just throw it out and say that I hope Lou doesn't have kids, because apparently if your kids don't want to do what you want to do, you should just ignore them and raise somebody else.
Like, unless your kid wants to make a meth lab in his basement, he doesn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, but I mean...
It's called aspiring to the family business, you little dick.
He did. He was running the car wash with his mom.
So what I would say is slightly different. I think, like, everything he did was for either Walt Jr. or Jesse. That's the only reason he came back, was to make
Let's
sure
be honest, dude.
Walt Jr. got the rest of his money and to save
right.
Jesse. Like, that's the whole reason he came back, and that was what it was all for. At first, it was all for Walt Jr. and the baby to have some money.
And then he realized the power he could get. And then it became about him.
Yeah, I think he did lose himself a little bit. Like you said,
not a little bit.
Yeah, no, okay, a lot. But even when it came down to it, though, like, at the end, granted, I think because he still was his brother-in-law, that he could have just let the Nazis kill Hank, and that would have just been a huge onus. Like, he could be like, yeah, just kill him, man. Like, yeah, he's my brother-in-law, but hey, he caught me. I'm going to jail for the rest of my life, but if you get rid of this guy, I'm good,
Right.
But he's still...
let's face it. If Hank watched him, like, who's really going to watch somebody give up, what was it? How many millions of dollars? I don't remember the total. It was something retarded.
It was like 50 million or something like that. 80, it was 80 million.
Yeah, 80, because, it was like $80 million a barrel. And he had, what, 1 barrel? One or two barrels.
Yeah,
so,
it was...
You can't watch somebody give up that much money and turn them in.
Hank, he's stubborn. He probably still would have turned him in.
He bought his life.
Right. Well, tried
for
to.
For almost $100 million. Like, I'm just saying, if it played out that way.
Right. And oh man, but that Breaking Bad, great show. But going back to the original point, though, another shocking death. Well, it was pseudo-shocking because I read the books, but like, I knew it was coming, but watching it on live action was tougher to watch than I thought. Was the Red Wedding of Game of Thrones, where Catelyn Stark, Robb Stark, and his wife all met their demise, which it was a little bit different from the book. but that was brutal to watch. I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones, but man, that was a pretty tough one to watch.
Yeah, I'm behind on it, so I'm gonna check out here for a second for the spoiler alerts.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I only watched through the second season.
Okay.
I couldn't stand Joffrey that much, and like I hated Joffrey so much that when I heard he died, I YouTubed his death scene and laughed the whole time.
Wow.
Got a bit of a chub, actually.
Wow, that is just so brutal. I hate Joffrey myself, but goddamn.
Oh my god, he was just such a fuck.
He definitely is a little shit, but when he got his, it was great.
My favorite death though in the Game of Thrones, and this happened early. It was the Mother of Dragon's brother.
Oh yeah.
Drago poured that fucking
brother.
gold. Yeah. And
that was in the first season. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was brutal as fuck. That was some that was some Metalocalypse shit.
Right. Jumping ship off the Game of Thrones to another one. The Walking Dead, for some reason, it has not had a death where I was really taken aback by it. Like, when Dale died, I'm like, okay. Lori Baker, you know how I feel about that one. I literally threw a party, like a Lori is dead party, because she's the worst.
These are facts.
Andrea, like, I didn't hate Andrea as much as a lot of other people did.
Right.
But I wasn't torn up when she died. I mean, honestly, the only time I get torn up is when all the black characters get killed off because they have like 5 minutes of screen time, and then they die. Like T-Dog said probably 3 sentences the first 3 seasons, and he finally got speaking parts, and then they killed him off. And they replaced him with Tyrese? Tyrese gets killed off. They replaced him with
and Tyrese was such a big bitch.
Oh man, the sad part is though in the comics Tyrese is such a badass.
He was a badass.
And after Tyrese met his demise, you had Bob. Bob got killed. Then you had
at least Bob had his big fuck you to those guys.
But nothing happened to him.
I got bit. Well, they
nothing
all got
happened
murdered.
to him. Yeah.
In the church. I mean, who's to say what would have happened? I mean, they did get murdered in the church. So.
Right. I mean, yeah, they did get theirs.
Yeah, hard.
But
in the face.
Walking Dead doesn't really have any characters that I just, feel like I was attached to, like in Sons of Anarchy, or Breaking Bad, or Game of Thrones. Baker, do you have any more that you could think of?
One of the next things that actually came to my mind after you said, when you initially asked me, was I thought back to actually when we were all kids, and how I felt. Say what you made, Dijon. I don't care. But in the Lion King.
Oh, Mufasa.
When Mufasa died, like that was quite possibly like the saddest moment of my entire childhood. To the point where I didn't want to do anything when I first saw The Lion King. After Mufasa died, I literally didn't want to do anything. I didn't care what happened after that. I just crawled into a ball and I'm like, Mommy, I don't know.
Mufasa dying was pretty brutal for kids, especially in the kids' movie. It's like,
especially the way he died.
Right, like getting screwed over by his own brother, and just getting thrown off a cliff, like.
Well,
God, Disney.
Trampled to death.
Right.
That oh my god, dude, that had to be so painful.
I mean, Baker, I'm not saying anything. I agree with you on that one, man. Like Mufasa was pretty traumatizing as a child. Like, it's just like up there with like Littlefoot's mom getting killed in Land Before Time and Bambi's mom getting killed in, well, Bambi.
Yeah.
Really? Bambi was a baby? I didn't know that.
Oh.
And I thought you would have a smart comment because that's what you tend to have.
Yeah. Well, usually I do have smart comments, but I'm holding back.
Titular character. I love that word.
So, does anybody have anything else? Anything else to talk about on this podcast period? Huh? Huh? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
No, I think.
Oh man, a winning streak just went down today, man.
Oh,
In
the
football,
Panthers.
yeah,
Yeah.
14-1.
It's funny. I texted one of my buddies and said, I guarantee you Atlanta wins this game. It's a trap game for Carolina, and sure
It
enough.
is. It was, dude. And that's because
Did they play Cam?
I remember talking to my buddy, what was it, last week, and he said, Panthers have this one in the bag. I was like, I don't know, man. They have that special kind of rivalry where anything could happen. So yeah.
Yeah, I just
So can someone answer
that.
did
And how?
they play Cam? Did they play?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played Cam. They played everybody. They still need to win to lock up home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, because it was the division game. Because they're yeah.
Well,
They
it's-
won the division.
Well, they've been won the division, but they're fighting Arizona for the home field
Home field.
advantage throughout the playoffs.
Throughout the planet.
Throughout the play.
Interesting. I didn't know you win home field advantage throughout the planet this time.
Huh?
I didn't know you could win home field advantage throughout the planet.
You can.
Yeah.
Throughout-
let's-
Yeah,
Look at what we're doing in the Middle East, dude. We got home field advantage across the planet.
Right.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Home field advantage until the Super Bowl.
No.
Right.
Smart
Playoff
ass.
home field advantage, yeah. We know what you meant.
But speaking of playoffs, how about Pittsburgh going into Baltimore and losing to the previously 3-win Baltimore Ravens?
Oh my God, they did lose that game?
They lost that game.
Did I see
That
on the
is
bottom
so
line?
awesome. That is exactly what I need to see as a Bengals fan. And a win tomorrow night.
Did I see Ryan Mallett's name on the ticket?
Yes,
for that
Ryan.
game?
Ryan Mallett did start for the Ravens.
So what happened to old Pickles, Jimmy Pickles? Did he get benched, or did he get hurt?
I think he got hurt last week.
Clausen did, so they're down to their fourth string quarterback. Whew. Yikes. Oh, and Brandon Whedon won again.
All these late season injuries to quarterbacks, man.
that makes
It's unprecedented.
First start ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dijon, I know you were at work for this game. I know you were at work today. I'm not sure if you actually caught the game. Did you see the Packers-Cardinals game?
I saw that Aaron Rodgers got deuced on today.
I mean, goodness
Hard.
gracious. What in the blue heck is going on in Green Bay?
Dude, you know how I feel about Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers is very good, but I think their team's severely overrated. Their
Yeah.
defense is not good. Their running back, Eddie Lacy's fat and can't run. Jordy Nelson is their best wide receiver, and he's hurt. They have a bunch of guys who can't get separation, and their defense can't stop anyone. They have Aaron Rodgers, and that's it.
Yeah. They can put up the score, but that's it. It's a shootout. They don't have the defense.
But even when they play a team, like if they play a team with a good defense, they can't exploit them. Like for crying out loud, they almost lost to the Cowboys at home. Granted, they ended up winning by 14 points, but that was a game until the fourth quarter with Matt Castle out there. Matt Castle has proven he sucks.
He's not good.
Hard.
So Green Bay is overrated. I hate Green Bay so much. It makes me so happy every
I'm
single
indifferent.
time they win. Every time they lose, it just get a big smiley inside, man, because Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay can eat a big bag of dicks, man.
There it is. That's
Made
what I'm
of scrotum
for.
skin.
Yeah. You know, as a Cowboys fan, growing up, it was a kind of a rivalry back in the day with Brett Favre and Green Bay and Dallas. They knocked us out in the playoffs a few
Fair
times.
enough.
So
Fair
I hate
enough.
Green Bay, man. I hate the 49ers. I hate Green Bay. And
I
honestly,
share your
hate everyone
hatred
in
of the
our division.
49ers.
Yeah.
Yes. Goddamn Niners. Pissing
So-
on our fucking Super Bowl dreams. Like 2 years in a row, man.
So, screw that, man. It's going to be an interesting playoff. Did you see the Jets beat? They beat
Yeah.
New England today.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a bit
It was a
Alright.
crazy day, man. That's what gives me hope for tomorrow.
Well, you guys already
Yeah.
secured a playoff spot.
Yeah, but home field advantage. That's what we're going for now.
Yeah, dude, throughout the
And it could happen. It could totally happen, man, because if we win tomorrow night, I'm pretty sure we seal the deal.
Yeah, I'm going to play spoiler, though, and say that I just don't think that's going to... I'm just not sure about that right now. I mean, you guys have the Broncos tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see
doubt it's
A.J.
gonna
McCarron... I don't see A.J. McCarron pulling that one out. I mean, say what you want about Osweiler, but that he's got a better defense to work with.
Right.
And that's not
you
a
never
slight
know.
against the Bengals. That Broncos defense is...
Is it in Cincinnati or is it in Denver?
I think
It's away.
It's in Denver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. A.J. McCarron's about to get deuced on, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But, hey, it's fun.
Alone.
Look on the bright side, though, Lou. You're the only person sitting here right now on this podcast that has a team in the playoffs, and we all like different teams.
That's a false statement, my friend. False statement.
I'm sorry, Christian Baker. You have like 7 teams in every sport, so
That
of course
is a
you.
false statement as well. I have 2 teams. 2 bloody teams, and one of my teams is winning their division. Though it's a terrible division, they put a smacking on the Eagles on Saturday, led by Kirk Cousins, and yes, I do like that.
You're a Browns fan. You're a Browns fan. Stop it.
Hey, I became a Redskins fan initially just trolling you with my chest pounding thing, as you are well aware of, and I actually started to like the Redskins. I am a Redskins fan as well as a Browns fan, and once again, I like that.
You're a Redskins supporter, so stop it. There's a difference.
W-Max, my team's in the playoffs, and your team's gonna have a top 10 pick. Okay.
Right, that's fine, but I'm not mad. I have come to us being in the lottery or a top 10 pick.
The lottery.
First pick.
Sorry.
Number 1 pick.
Our season was over in week 2, Baker. When Tony Romo, when Hicks from the Eagles landed on Tony Romo's shoulder, our season was over, and I knew that.
Yeah. I concur.
So, but as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Lou, at least your team's in the playoffs.
True.
I mean, for Kevin, Matt Hasselbeck got hurt again, so.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we haven't wild carded in a long time, and it would be nice to get that home field advantage in the first week bye.
Well, as long as you guys avoid Houston, you'll have a chance.
Right.
Because Houston, haven't they beat you the last few years in the playoffs?
Well, it was the Colts.
Was it the Colts last year?
The Colts did it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then 2 years before that, or 2 years, it was back-to-back, they lost to Houston, right?
I don't know about anybody losing any playoff games to Houston.
No, the Bengals did.
I know they lost to Houston JJ Watt for a year.
Maybe, I think maybe one time.
I thought they lost to them back-to-back years, but maybe
it was them and the Steelers, I thought.
Was you talking about back in the day where Kemal Van Alhoffen took out Carson Palmer?
No. I thought never mind.
So this is gonna be a crazy playoff. So you guys got in the Super Bowl.
I'm going Cardinals coming out the NFC. Cardinals for sure coming out the NFC. Nobody is messing with the Cardinals. Not even Cam Newton.
I'm sorry, Cam Newton, man. I got the Panthers coming out.
I was just thinking that, in all reality, that even though they lost today, they've been a machine.
I'm going rematch, Seahawks-Pats.
Side note, for the record, sorry to interrupt, Dijon. For the record, throughout Andy Dalton's career, he's been in the playoffs 4 years in a row. His first year, he lost to Houston. His second year, he lost to Houston. The third year, he lost to San Diego. And the fourth year, he lost to Indianapolis.
So it was Houston back-to-back.
Mm.
Man, nice.
Just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead.
I mean, that just adds to how I think Andy Dalton is trash. So, I mean, he's a good regular season quarterback. He's average regular season. And then he just loses it in the playoffs.
He's good enough to get you to the playoffs, and I haven't seen anything to really prove that wrong.
So, Dijon, would you say he's a poor man's Tony Romo?
He's
I think Tony Romo's a poor man's Tony Romo.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, at least Tony Romo has 2 playoff wins under his belt. Come on.
All right.
Fair enough.
That's why I say he's a poor man.
But
he is saying that's just the same knock everybody has on Tony. Oh yeah, he puts up good numbers, but when it really matters, where's he at?
True. I mean, I think.
He's
I have
the
to
LeBron James of
I'm a Tony Romo
Cincinnati
apologist.
Bengals.
I'm a Tony Romo apologist, and I can be here all night talking about this. But we'll have to save that for our next podcast, which should be with Ohio State playing Notre Dame. It's going to be an interesting podcast next week. Actually, as we chime off here, that is going to be my watch of the week. Is watching Ohio State kick the shit out of Notre Dame.
So that's not even a game, dude.
Huh?
That's not even going to be a game. We're going to be sitting there on New Year's Day freaking drinking mimosas. Like, what the hell are we watching?
Absolutely. I'm going to leave, but I'm actually going to that game, and it's going to be over by halftime. So
You're wasting your money on that game.
Hey, man, I've never seen Ohio State play in a bowl game.
Where is that?
As long as it's in Arizona in the Fiesta Bowl.
Nice.
You're going to Arizona?
The Cardinals Stadium. Yeah, I'm going to Arizona Wednesday.
Nice.
So, as long as Steve Harvey stays away from the scoreboard, I think we'll be all right.
I
don't know if you guys heard about Steve Harvey and his
crowning the Ron universe.
I've heard about it.
How can somebody not have heard about that? Let's be honest.
Which is sad.
Okay, true.
But
true.
So I look forward to Notre Dame pulling the upset and me being the only one who's in a good mood when we talk on Sunday. Although I know that won't happen. So my watch.
I'm a USC fan.
My watch of the week will be to just be around me while Notre Dame's getting their ass whooped because I'm pretty entertaining when I'm that drunk and angry.
Bake, what's your watch of the week?
I'm going to go with watching Ryan Seacrest on New Year's Eve, New Year's Rockin' Eve on ABC. Boom. What?
All right. You would say something like that because you're a closet homo, so you may or may not be a homosexual, which is fine. I keep on telling you to come out every day. I would still love you. I may even have a couple of dudes for you, but
is that why you have to call that girl the hole so it's non-gender specific?
We're like the Hardy Boys.
Oh my god!
That was good. And Lou, what's your watch of the week, my friend?
I have none. Read a book. Man in the High Castle.
Man in the High Castle. There you go.
Watch of the week. Around that, and it's a good read. I plan on picking it up myself.
Cool. Actually, I've seen the first couple episodes of the show. It's fantastic. Check out the book. Check out the show. Check out that Ohio State ass whooping. And you can skip Ryan Seacrest because we've had enough of him on American Idol.
Dude, have you ever watched New Year's Rockin' Eve, though? That is awesome. I'm going to be at work on freaking Thursday like, oh, turn this up. What's up?
And on that
I'm actually off on Thursday.
And on that note, actually, we didn't get a chance to do it this week, so hopefully next week we can fit in the adult spelling bee, where the loser has to eat. Where the loser has to eat kitty litter. So
I'm not
that
eating
means
goddamn
Baker,
kitty litter.
Dude, Lou, it's fail-proof because Baker can't spell orange. So
Baker, spell orange.
Orange.
All right, he looked it up. So.
Yeah, but I'm orange. Just keep it up on my computer.
And who's gonna make Baker eat kitty litter? That's so mean.
You're talking to the man who wants me to have a baby with a.
True. He was all hate
say?
baby.
I love torturing my friends. But thank you everybody for tuning in to this week's Bad Dinner Guests. I'm Dijon. That's Lou, that's Kevin, and thank to our special guest, Christian. I am the ugliest man in the world, Baker. We will catch you next week. Peace.